Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Honda Civic. This is a 2.2 EX diesel with 44,360 miles on the clock. As you can see here, finished in Nighthawk black, got a full matching black leather interior. And for those who don't know, you can tell this is the facelift version from 2009 onwards, so it's got the new style front grille with those little black air vents in them and the split spoke alloys on the car as well. But a fabulous looking car. So just go around the car for you, starting with the front of the vehicle. All the lights, all the lenses, absolutely spot on, no cracks, condensation or otherwise in those. The bumper is in lovely condition, only very, very minor stone chipping of any note. I mean, it's very, very, very small indeed. Likewise, top of the wings on the offside bonnet wing there, and then the bonnet itself is really very, very clean. It's not to say there isn't a mark on there, but I mean there must be a little stone chip somewhere, but compared to some I've seen, it's in very, very, very nice order. And top of the near side wing there again, also very clean and crisp. Coming down the near side of the car, front wing very clean again. Brand new set of front tyres on the car, literally just been fitted this morning, so they're absolutely spot on. Alloy wheel, very good, just a tiny little bit of curbing on the outside edge there that you can see. And carry on down the panel work, very, very, very clean and crisp, it really is. So there is the odd minor little mark. There was a tiny little car parking dink, I don't know if you can see it, just there. That's about the sum total in all honesty. But in reality, it's obviously a used car with a few miles, but very, very tidy. Rear alloy, can't see any marks in there at all. Bridgestone tire on the back, and there's plenty of tread on it. And if I come down this side, I'll squat down again just to show you the panel work. Really nice and clean and crisp around there. Standard colour-coded rear parking sensors, on these later models as well. This car's been fitted with a tow bar, albeit it looks like it's just been used for a bike rack or something, because it's hardly been used at all. And it's a good one. It's a Witter as well. So. And then come down the offside of the car. Again, very, very clean and crisp. Very, very good looking cars, these Civics. They really are nice looking cars. Rear alloy on this side, matching Bridgestone on the back. Alloy wheel, again, can't see any marks in there at all. And then panel work, all in really, really nice order. And then finally come to the final wheel. Again, front wheel very good. Again, just a tiny little bit of curbing at the top there. You can just see it's up there. But nothing that detracts from the car. And again, obviously a matching brand new tyre to complement the one on the other side there. But overall, a used car in very, very nice condition. So coming to the boot area of the car, absolutely cavernous boots in the Civics. They're by far and away the biggest in their class. See their parcel shelves all intact. But it's all in really, really nice order back here. Also, you've got your 60/40 fold on the rear seats, as you can see there. Fabric's all really nice. Power outlet up high, so if you have anything that you need to use, hoovers or otherwise, you can run them off there. And then what you've got in Civic's this clever little cubby hole there, so little hidden cubby hole. If you give it a pull, yank back, drop it down, you end up with another 6 or 7 inches depth of boot space. So really, really clever idea. So come to the back of the car now. Rear door card on this near side, pretty much looks like new. Can't see any skags, marks or otherwise on there. Back of the driver's passenger seat, again, all in very, very nice order. Not always a given with Civics, where kids have been sort of banging their feet against the back. But again, driver's seat again, all in really nice order, as is this little cubby hole, again, which is prone to scratching if abused. And offside door card, really nice as well. As you can see here, access is made nice and easy by these very clever magic seats as offered by Honda. So you can just fold up like that, takes 2 seconds, or if you want, just pull the lever, drop it down, exactly the same way on that side there, and you end up with the seats down. As you can see there, black leather interior, all in really, really, really nice condition. Huge amounts of leg room, even though you've still got a class leading boot, so it really is a very practical car. So I come to the front of the car now, driver's door card, as with the rest, in really lovely order. Electric window switches, wing mirror adjustment there, folding power folding mirror switch, all in nice order, no scratches, skags or anything else on there. And then driver's seat, all in fabulous order, no wear on the bolsters, the seats in really fine order, and likewise passenger seat there as well, all in very, very, very good condition. If I just look up here, you've got this lovely big panoramic roof on the Civics with electric blinds, so on really sunny days, if you want to sort of block the sun out, just press a button there and it blocks it out for you. But on sort of duller days or in the winter months, press a button and it just whizzes back for you. So sat in the car now, engine's running as has been all the way through on the video, just to show you the near side front door card, again in fabulous condition, it really is. Just to show you down here also, full owner's manual pack for the car with all the manuals there, and very importantly the original lock and wheel nut set for the car as well. Coming around the dashboard itself, in absolutely lovely condition, it really is. Great looking dashboards, they really are. So again, you can tell these modern facelift ones by the texture of these and the colour of the plastics down here. Much more resistant to scratching on than the previous one, so I just move the manual out of the way so it doesn't drop down. So just quickly go across there into the footwell. The car benefits from a full set of original Honda Civic mats as well, which is nice to see in the car. Gear lever, surround, everything in fabulous order. I've got heated seats on both sides, it all works absolutely perfectly as well, as you'd expect, but it's been through the workshops and that's all been checked out anyway. And then coming across to the main binnacle, which is my favourite part, it's two-tier dashboard, so you've got this lovely high-up display for MPH. If I just go in there, you can see 44,360 miles, engine's running, and there is no warning lights on this car at all. Auto lights, auto wipers on the car, audio controls top left, cruise control top right, and information display on the bottom right there as well. But a fabulous dashboard, beautifully built in fabulous condition. Coming down here, all the electric windows work beautifully. One thing I did pick up on the pre-delivery inspection, the folding mirrors were going in rather slowly, so the relays have been replaced and they all work absolutely perfectly. So finally, just coming under the bonnet of the car now, beautifully laid out engine bay from Honda as you'd expect. Car's just been through the workshops, all in very, very, very fine order. Engines always sound much noisier on the videos than they do when you actually physically stood here, of course. CTDi engine, so no cam belts on these cars, it's cam chain driven, so no horrible big bills waiting for you. And most importantly of all, these do not run DPF filters or diesel particulate filters, which is causing nightmares for customers and the trade alike. Brilliant engines, hugely economical, and by far and away the most reliable in their class. What should follow now will be a video of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test for a Honda Civic. This particular car is a 2.2 EX diesel, and this is one of the facelift versions. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 44,339 miles. And the reg number of the car from memory, or reading the ticket, is NU59KCK. The reason for doing the road tests is so customers can get to see the cars in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, clearly, if there's any issues relating to the car, we can feed those back to you. And we do that. It's a critical video as much as anything else, so it doesn't mean I will pick up on anything, but if there is anything, I do it, as is shown on previous videos of mine. Road tests, incidentally, are done on the same roads and the same route as any prospective buyer will be taking the car on themselves. The reason for that is so what I feed back to you is representative of what I'm feeling as I'm driving the car along, and hopefully what you should experience yourself. Also, just very briefly, we worked in Bristol for a long time with our garage, and it was road testing, test driving was always a fairly fraught and stressful thing for people, and we knew that there was nothing you could do about a city centre location. But here, when you come and drive the cars, you hardly see a car at all. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and you can just concentrate on the car you're looking to buy, which is obviously the sole purpose of why you'd be with us. So starting with the car, Clearly it's been a very, very well looked after car, as is detailed in the service history of the vehicle. It's just gone through a pre-delivery inspection. Very, very, very little to report actually. The only thing I did change, the folding wing mirrors were quite slow in actuation, and that's with the little solenoids that fit in them, little relays, and they've both been changed with the genuine Honda parts, so they fold exactly as they should when they were new. Apart from that, all in very, very nice mechanical order. Engine of the car starts absolutely instantly, settles to a very smooth, very even idle. There's no strange noises or vibrations coming back from the car at all. It pulls absolutely beautifully. They've got a wonderful, wonderful power delivery. It's very quick. It's relaxed. You don't have to push the car hard. You get up into 6th gear. I mean, I'm in 50 miles an hour, 6th, and it pulls absolutely beautifully. You can be as low as 45 miles an hour actually, but the engine cannot fault it. It's a wonderful example of a really brilliant, brilliant engine. No warning lights on the car relating to the dashboard or relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Engine then goes through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch is smooth in operation. It's squeak free, click free on the pedal itself. Actuation and bite point is exactly where you want it to be on one of these Civics. You put foot hard down, there's no slip, not even a hint of it. It's a good clutch in the car. Clutch then goes through into the 6-speed gearbox, which is another wonderful, wonderful Honda gearbox. Brilliantly done, short in throw, utterly precise in action. Can't detect any wear in it. They are very, very, very tough units, which is why you've got to be so careful of clocked cars on these. To give you some idea, we've just taken a Civic 2.2 diesel on part exchange, which has been sold trade, and that's done 173,000 miles, and it's very hard to tell the difference between this and that car in terms of wear in the linkage or any other part of the car actually. So do be warned. Cheap ones without history, it could be hiding something. But the gear change is brilliant. It's, as I said, it's not always a given that a gear change on a front wheel drive car is going to be good, because they tend to run cables from the gear lever to the gearbox, and sometimes on some manufacturers you find that that can result in a very vague, lifeless gear change, or even worse, a kind of recalcitrant one which is a bit bulky and ill-defined. This one, you just flick it from gear to gear, you don't have to think about it at all, but it's got a lovely mechanical engineered feel to it, which I absolutely love. Brakes on the car, lovely solid brake pedal. There's no vibrations, no pulsing the brake pedal at all. So just going to put on there for you, that's all good. Cruise control works exactly as it should. I always check them just in case, but I've never had one fail, but it's worth checking. Car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibration through the steering of the car. It tracks dead straight and true. I can't feel any wear in the steering at all. Likewise with the suspension of the car, tight as a drum. It really, really is. It's more of the kind of the steering of the suspension in a second, but basically in terms of mechanically, what I'm looking for is kind of just bits of wear where you might feel a little bit of looseness over the years. You might be going over sort of potholed roads and a bit of kind of creaking in the chassis of the car, but it is solid. It's absolutely lovely and tight underneath there. Very quiet on the move, no wind intrusion, so that suggests that all the seals are all in really nice order as well. But a fantastic car to drive. Coming back to the steering and the chassis of the car, what I love about it is the fact that it strikes a really good compromise between ride and handling. It's got pin sharp, very quick steering. Suspension, often criticised for being too hard. I think it's absolute garbage. These two corners will show you this. I'll go through them a little bit quicker than I should, or I would do normally. The car just holds its line absolutely beautifully. Minimal body movement. This is quite a tight corner. Turn it in. The car remains solid and steady through the corner. No pitching, no wallowing. So yeah, so it gives up a fraction on, you know, where you hit a sharp ridge, but on the dead straight ahead, you'll find other cars slightly more comfortable. But if you're going around corners, twisty roads, A and B roads, these are much more comfortable, but also really enjoyable. If this chassis had been put onto a hot hatch, I don't know, 10 years ago, people would have raved about it, because it was, you know, because it is so enjoyable and rewarding to drive. It's, you know, just a really genuinely nice car to drive in every single respect. Looking inside the car, telltale signs that it's a facelift version. Fairly easy indeed. They basically revamped a lot of the interior, improved the plastic quality, where, you know, in the past that would show signs of wear. They've always been a beautifully built car, but areas that were notable for wear on the previous one. Gear levers, paint used to rub off very easily, so the paint quality is much better on these. Also around here, around the ventilation controls, it's now kind of got this textured finish. You know, it looks like carbon fibre, but clearly isn't. This used to be clear plastic, or shiny plastic with fingernails, or, you know, makeup or whatever. They used to mark quite easily and look a little bit shabby quite easily and quite early on in their life. So they needed quite a bit of cleaning, and that's, you know, a thing of the past now. This is a much better idea. All the plastics around the gear lever here as well, on the steering wheel, as surround these little plastic shrouds, but notably around the electric wing mirror controls down here. Again, quite often you can see the light pure silver ones of the early models. You can see the black paint underneath, where it just rubbed off the top, where the paint wasn't thick enough, basically. So they've given it a much more resistant paint on the car. But it's all in fantastic order in here. There's not a hint of a squeak or a rattle. It's beautifully built. Lovely place to sit as well, and I absolutely love these Civics. I think this two-tier dashboard is a stroke of genius. You've got a high up speedo display there, which means I can look ahead to oncoming traffic, or, you know, following cars, but I can also keep an easy eye on my speed as I'm doing it without having to take my eyes off the road. Just brilliant, so clever. Down below that, your normal or more conventional, it's not conventional in that sense, pod, where you've got this big dominating rev counter with a fuel gauge to the right and temperature gauge to the left. Temperature gauge, incidentally, is reading a third of the way up the gauge as it's at full operating temperature, and that's exactly where you want it to be on these Hondas. And then all the other switches, you've got, you know, auto lights, auto wipers, cruise control we've seen working, radio functions on the left hand side of the steering wheel, and information display on the right hand side there. But it's a wonderful car, it really is, and as an example of one of them, I simply can't fault it. I cannot fault the drive of this car in any way, shape or form. You know, if I've missed anything on the video, as short as it might be, then please don't hesitate, do give us a call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.